Hey guys, it's Bree and Baby and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a little bit different than the videos that I normally do, but nevertheless it happened and it actually happened yesterday, so I decided to go ahead and do a story time on it and tell you guys exactly what happened yesterday. Okay. So let me set the backstory just a little bit. Normally, every single time that I go to get in the car, as you guys can see from my vlogs, like 99% of the time, my dog Ella is with me. She's always with me no matter where I go, no matter what I do. She's my sidekick. She's right here if you can't tell. She is my 100% sidekick. She's with me through everything. I try to bring her with me and I try to include her in everything that is absolutely possible. Well, yesterday was a normal day, just like any other day. We went and we dropped my boyfriend off, and he works 2 cities away, or 2 towns, however you want to say it. So normally this is about a 25 to 30 minute car ride each day, to and from. Well, yesterday, like I said, we dropped him off, we came home, we did our thing, and we left again when it was time to go pick him up, and we headed to go pick him up. Well, on the way to go pick him up, normally when we get pretty close, I'll roll down the window. It's really cute. People that pass by, they look at her, they're in awe of her, they think she's just so cute. She sticks her head out the window, she breathes in the fresh air, like she absolutely loves the time with the window down. Keep in mind, I've had her for almost 4 years now, and the entire 4 years that she's been with me, she's been in the car with me as well. This entire 4 years, I've always rolled down my window. Because I'm sure a lot of you are going to be like, why would you roll down a window for a dog? That's not safe, blah, 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 blah. Well, like I said, it's been 4 years, and she's never done anything like this. So we get to our exit, and we exit. At this point, I'm going about 55 miles an hour, 60 miles an hour, exiting off of the highway and onto the service road. At this point, I go ahead and unroll the window. Even though we are going a little bit fast, like I said, I never thought I had anything to worry about. We're doing what we do every single day. So I unroll the window, and she's breathing in the fresh air, she's standing, she's looking at all the cars, she's looking at all the people that were passing. She's sneezing. It's really, really cute, and like I said, it's what she does every single day. Luckily, she did not decide to jump out right then. We're getting to that. So, we slow down, we come to a red light. She's still looking out the window. We make a right-hand turn, and we just go down a straight strip. Now this strip is 4 lanes. Normally it is 3 car lanes, and then there's turning lanes. There's either turning lanes left or turning lanes right. So at this point the speed limit is 40. I'm going about 45 miles an hour down a 3 to 4 lane road. Going the speed limit down this road, people just don't do it. People go about 50, 55, 60 miles an hour down this 3-4 lane road all the time. Sheriffs sit there all the time. It's just a really, really congested road, especially at 5:30 at night. People just do not go by 40 and 45 miles an hour down this road. This is the part of the story that it starts to get kind of like emotional for me, and honestly just everything's still so crazy. That's why I wanted to make this video now rather than later. That way I didn't forget anything. So I'm going about 45 miles an hour, and out of the peripheral of my eye, I see my dog higher than she should have been. And what I mean by that was her little body, I could see her body the whole time out of the corner of my eye. It just looked higher to me. I don't know how to explain that, but yeah. As I look over, within a split second, I had zero time to do anything about it. I look over, she jumps out the window. So she jumps out the window, and all I hear are yelps, like dog screams. It sounded horrible. It sounded like I ran her over. Now, before I continue with this story, her brother, we bought her and her brother at the same time. Her brother died by getting hit by a car. And so, when I heard these screams, when I heard this yelp come from her, I mean, I heard 2 or 3 of them. The way she jumped out the window, just as quick as everything was happening in my head, I thought not only did she get hit by a car either behind me, which would have been a horrible scenario, I thought even worse that I had hit her with my car, like that she had fell under the car and my back tire had ran her over. So being on such a congested road, so many people being around, I thought she's for sure dead, but I couldn't just settle that in my mind. I couldn't just be like, well, she's dead, oh well. There was an apartment complex entrance like 3 seconds from where she had just fell out of the car. So rather than putting my life in danger and stopping the car in the middle of the road and putting my hazards on, I decided to pull into the apartment complex entrance and get out. To my absolute surprise, the people behind me did not hit her, and what I expected her to either be laying in the ground really, really hurt or to have been ran over. Like I said, luckily nobody behind me had hit her. Somehow, grace of God, obviously, because there was so many people behind me. Nobody hit her, and she wasn't dead. So at this point, I feel a little bit of relief. But at this point, I'm like, okay, I need to get to her. I need to get her. So she gets up and goes onto the sidewalk. And I just started screaming her name as loud as I could. I grabbed my keys out of my car, I grabbed my phone, and I just took off after her. So here you have a 9-month pregnant lady running after a dog who just avoided death. So I'm screaming her name, and she's just not responding to me. She's not turning around. She's not running back to me, which for her was really abnormal. And at the time, I was sitting there thinking, like, why is she not responding to me? Why is she not running to me? What is wrong with my dog? Looking back on it now, it was obvious shock. It was adrenaline going through her. She just fell out of a moving car. But I was a little bit frustrated by that because I was like, you know, get in the car. So then, not only did she just escape death this time, she decides then to bolt across the 4 lanes of traffic again with cars coming towards her. Once again, did not get hit. She crossed one side of the road with 4 lanes of traffic and another side of the road with 4 lanes of traffic at 5:30 at night. I just see her bolt all the way across and go into some neighborhood. Now, I've grown up around this area, but I'm not very familiar with the area. I've never been into neighborhoods. I've never went down these roads, anything like that. And I just see my dog, my baby girl, go into this neighborhood that I have no idea how to even get to it, really. So at this point, I run back to the car because it's so far. I'm not about to leave the car, and I figure if I get in the car to go get her, maybe it would be a little bit faster. My mind's starting to freak out. I'm starting to think, okay, she didn't die, thank God, but I still have that adrenaline and emotion running through me because I could have swore my baby had just died. And then I see her almost get hit by all these cars, which would have killed her, but she didn't die, but I still have that emotion running through me there. And then I think even worse now, I may never ever see her again. Or she's so badly hurt that she's going to go somewhere and die on her own, shrivel up, never be found, whereas I could have helped her. So I have all these emotions running through me. I get back in the car and I call Tristan. At this point, I'm trying to exit the apartment complex. There's so much traffic just coming. I'm shaking. Like, everything was so crazy, but I knew that I couldn't get in a car accident. I had to focus on what I was trying to do and get into the far left lane. That way I could make a U-turn and try to see if I could find her. Well, at this point, I'm calling Tristan, and I'm freaking out. I freaked him out. He was like, he thought something had happened to me. It was crazy. He calmed me down enough, luckily. I did end up getting into the far left lane. I made a U-turn. Luckily, somehow, there was 2 streets that she could have went down, and there was 2 streets that I could have went down. But somehow, in the midst of being so upset, I still was able to remember by memory which way she went. And so by memory, I went the way that I had seen her go. And at first I didn't see her, and I started to freak out. I started to cry, panic a little bit more, and Tristan was like, look, you really need to calm down or you're not going to find her. And so he's like, take some deep breaths, it'll be okay. Well, I followed the road all the way down, and it dead ended, and so now I'm thinking for sure that I'm never going to see her again. And to my absolute surprise, I look on the right hand of me, and there she is, running. So I put the car in park, I get out, I call her name. At this point, she responds like she normally does. She comes to me, and honestly, I held her. I picked her up immediately. Like, I didn't care if she was bleeding. I didn't know how bad she was or wasn't hurt. I just picked her up and held her and cried so much. I mean, the tears were just falling. The emotion was everywhere. I honestly still get emotional. It just happened yesterday, so, I'm still a little bit emotional about it. Honestly, it was one of the hardest things that I think I've ever had to do. Honestly, I didn't know what to do 90% of the time that this was happening, but I knew that I had to act, and I had to act fast. And to be completely honest, I cried the rest of the night every time I looked at her. And I'm just so grateful that she's alive and that she's okay. And I'm just so grateful that she's here with me now. I'm so grateful, you guys, that she's okay. See, so her little chin, I don't know if you can really tell that well. Her little hand is still hurt. Her thigh looks way better today. And honestly, these look really minimal. In person, they do look a little bit worse, but for what happened and what she did, she is one lucky, lucky doggo. Like I said, I've had her almost 4 years. It's 4 years this year. And she is my baby, baby, baby girl. And it would have just destroyed me if anything had happened to her. But we did learn our lesson. No more car windows. No more car windows down. Honestly, I haven't even been taking her with me these last, well, I've only been in the car once since this happened, but I'm not taking her in the car with me anymore unless it's time to go on a walk or anything like that. And we are definitely not rolling down any more windows. But yeah, this was our story about the time Ella jumped out of the car window. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Also, leave me a comment down in the comment section below. Let's chit chat. How long have you had your dog? Has your dog ever done something really, really dumb? Don't forget to subscribe, and we will see you guys next video.